Sunny and hot here in San Diego. The D-backs have arrived at the final weekend in September with a chance to even their season series against the Padres and get their sixth win on this final road trip of the year. Jeremy Hellickson on the mound for the Diamondbacks, who will face yet another left-hand starter on this trip. This time it's Robbie Erlin. It's D-backs baseball from San Diego on Fox Sports Arizona. And good afternoon from Petco Park. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthew, Bob Brenly along the way. The Diamondbacks and the Padres, second of a three-game series. Jeremy Hellickson 2 starts ago was chased from the ballgame after only 1 inning by these Padres. But Bob, in his previous start, he really bounced back big time at San Francisco.
Yeah, looked really good against the Giants. Went 5+ innings in that ballgame. Gave up 3 hits, but 2 of those came in the 6th inning to chase him out of the ballgame. And both of those runs came around to score on the D-backs bullpen. So the numbers not as good as he pitched. He really threw the ball well in that game, and you'd like to see him finish the season strong as well.
Yeah, the stuff looked terrific for Jeremy. He's out there against lefty Robbie Erlin. So the Diamondbacks with another left-hand starter on the mound against them. So they don't have all their big left-hand bats in there tonight. But in terms of big bats, they have 4 of the top 11 hitters in the National League, trying to sneak Ender up there into the top 10.
Love to get Ender into that top 10. The last time it happened in the National League was the '88 Cubs. Mark Grace part of the foursome for the Cubs that year that finished in the top 10.
So we are set to go. Game 2 of 3 here at Petco Park in San Diego. Last night, A.J. Pollock delivered in grand fashion the game's big hit, his first career grand slam. Hellickson and Erlin, the D-backs and the Padres. Baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is next. Part by Cox Gigablast. How will you live the gig life? By Lone Butte Casino. You're in for more winning moments at Lone Butte Casino. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the new spicy nacho chicken sandwich munchie meal tonight, only at Jack in the Box.
And our exclusive coverage of Diamondbacks baseball continues here from San Diego. Game 2 of 3 coming up in a matter of moments. Padres and Diamondbacks From Todd Walsh here inside the Arizona Diamondbacks dugout. What's the phrase? Necessity is the mother of invention. That's the one that comes to mind when you think about what the Diamondbacks have done to their batting order since they got to Los Angeles. The Dodgers threw 3 left-handers at Chip Hale, so he changed things around. A.J. Pollock batting third. Paul Goldschmidt drops to fourth. The rest, as they say, is history. Pollock with a pretty big week and a pretty big series. And also last night, as you know, 6 hits, 14 runs he's knocked in since batting third, and a couple of homers. Here's what Chip had to say about his new number 3 hitter in his lineup.
He's probably been our hottest hitter, the last month and a half. Goldie, it's been enabled us to move him to the 3-hole, Goldie to the 4-hole. I think it's made our offense a little better. We're going to keep experimenting with it and see how it goes for the rest of the year, and then decide in the winter where we sit with it. But we've said it from day one. As a leadoff hitter, he was an impact guy because he could steal bases, he could hit home runs like Ricky Henderson, and now we eventually said that probably his true spot would be in that 3-hole. So we'll see if we can keep him there.
All you want in this sport are options. So there you have it. A.J. Pollock certainly making the most of that opportunity, batting third. We'll hear from him on that and his hitting coach, Turner Ward, if time permits, later on throughout the course of the telecast here tonight. So here we go. Diamondbacks to the Padres. Some of the defense, by the way, making its presence felt. How about that play by David Peralta down the left field line? That ended the threat. And then Jake Lamb with a big play at third, first out of an inning. That's how you put a win together.
Bobby Erlin, exactly 2 years ago today, September 26, 2013, and he pitched well. 3 hits in 7 innings and 7 strikeouts. He's back out there tonight for the Padres against the D-backs, who are 5-3 on this 10-game NL West road trip with 2 more games left to play here at Petco Park this weekend. And a sweep would give the D-backs a win in the season series with San Diego. Robbie Erlin is your Arizona Ford starter for the Padres. The 24-year-old left-hander making just his 2nd big league start this year. Here's Chip Hale.
He's a lefty, just is. I don't think the stuff is off the boards, but he's a real competitive guy, and we're going to have to have good at bats. I mean, last night after the 2nd inning, their guy made some adjustments. They did a much better job against us, so hopefully we can be a little more competitive as the game goes on, just not the first couple innings.
Well, Robbie Erlin made his first appearance with the Padres this year a week ago tonight. It was at Colorado. Didn't go well. He was shelled at Coors Field. 7 runs, 9 hits. He lasted only 3 innings. He's been in the minor leagues all year.
Yeah, it features a fastball, curveball, changeup combination. As you heard Chip Hale say, none of them really off the boards. If he's locating his fastball well, that helps set up those off-speed deliveries, but not a hard thrower. Will try to work almost exclusively away, especially from the right-handed hitters. Look for the D-backs to drive the ball to the opposite field. It
is another, hard to believe, Star Wars night for the Diamondbacks. It is Star Wars night at Petco Park, the 4th Star Wars Day, BB, that we have endured.
I believe that's a National League record. We're having our staff check the numbers right now.
May 30th at Milwaukee, home against the Giants in July, August 19th at Pittsburgh. They had Star Wars, and now here the force is with us at San Diego tonight. Ender Inciarte leads it off. Jerry Meals, the crew chief, is our plate umpire. There's the strike. It's 1-1.
I had the great pleasure of riding up in the elevator today with a number of people dressed in their Star Wars costumes, and one gentleman said his smelled like feet, so I imagine it's going to be a rough night for him.
Yeah, they have the press room here where you eat lunch, and they were all in there, and there's like an X-Wing fighter and a TIE fighter and a Chewbacca and a Stormtrooper all eating, fruit salad with their helmets off, saying it's too hot for this. It is warm again here in San Diego. That is a live ball. Norris is on it, but Ender's aboard on the strikeout. It rolled away from Derek Norris. At Inciarte is the first base runner of the ball game.
That's a good start to the game when you strike out and still reach first base. Big breaking ball from Robbie Erlin, got in the dirt, and by the time Derek Norris is able to run it down, Ender legs it up that first baseline, and the Diamondbacks will have a base runner.
For Aaron Hill, who's getting the start at second base tonight. Strikeout and a wild pitch is how you score that. Ender board. Hard to imagine a better start than the one the Diamondbacks had here last night. They got 2 in the first, RBIs by Pollock and Goldie, and then the A.J. grand slam with 1 out in the second inning to make it 6-0. But that was their last hit of the ball game. They played the final 7 innings last night without a base hit. In fact, they had only 1 base runner, a walk by Jake Lamb in the 6th. Sky high pop up. Will Myers calling for it from his first base spot. And that's the first out. The lineup for Chip Hale tonight.
Ender Inciarte leading it off out in right field. Aaron Hill at second base tonight. A.J. Pollock since September 11th, one of the hottest hitters in the game. He'll be out in center field with Paul Goldschmidt at first. Wellington Castillo doing the catching. Yasmani Tomas out in left field. Brandon Drury slides over to third base tonight. Chris Owens at shortstop, and Jeremy Hellickson the righty on the mound.
A.J. 5th in the National League in hitting now at .318. And with 19 homers after the grand slam last night. Ball 1.
Just watch Erlin, as I said, especially against the righties. Away, away, away. If he throws anything inside, it's just for effect. He's probably going to throw it off the plate inside, push the right-handed batter off the plate a little bit, and then go right back away again.
This is out to Travis Jankowski in center. 2 outs. That'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie's 6th in the league at .318. That .996 OPS will be by far a career high and more than 40 points better than his mark from 2 years ago when he led the league. Goldie 1 for 4 last night. Had an RBI double in his first at bat. Inciarte at first, 2 down. Fly ball, center field. Jankowski's under it. And Robbie Erlin strands that leadoff man. Just underway at Petco Park. Jeremy Hellickson coming up. We are set for the home half of the first. Your Arizona Ford starter for the D-backs is Jeremy Hellickson. It's his 26th start, chance to get to 10 wins after pitching very well his previous time out. That was Sunday at San Francisco, but Jeremy has really struggled against these Padres this year, and especially here at Petco Park. Here's Chip Hale.
We know he's getting back into the flow of things, pitching, fairly close to every 5 days. I think it'll help him. He'll use his breaking ball, he'll use his changeup a little more than he has, and hopefully spot his fastball, because if not, this team has done some damage to him, and they are got a bunch of good hitters.
And tonight going for his 10th win this year and the 50th of his career.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the open. Jeremy would love to finish the season strong. He's had really good stretches of the year, some not so good, some injury issues over the course of the season, but you'd really like to see him put it together here his last couple of starts. He was well on his way to that before the hamstring injury in Pittsburgh that shelved him for about a month.
And here's Will Myers, who hit a leadoff homer against Hellickson when they last met at Chase Field earlier this month. That was the start in which Jeremy was gone after 1 inning coming off the DL. Much better his last time out. Myers, 264. He's got 8 home runs.
You see that white dirt once again behind Will Myers over there on the third base side of the home plate circle. Talked about it last night. Doesn't use batting gloves, always looking for dry dirt around that batter's box. I think the grounds crew intentionally leaves that area dry just for him.
Well, most places they sell the dirt.
Yeah.
They got to leave some here for Will Myers.
There you go.
He's got his own little patch over there.
I'll tell you a little story. When I was with the Toronto Blue Jays, George Bell, who was our left fielder, never wore cleats. He always wore turf shoes. The rubber kind of nubby bottoms on the shoes. So he couldn't dig a good toe hold in that right-handed batter's box. So on the rare occasions when I was in the starting lineup, he would show me exactly where he wanted me to dig the hole.
You had to go out there and do his dirty work for him.
I'd go out there to catch the first inning and stand in the right-handed batter's box and, measure off exactly where George wanted that back foot hole, and then I'd dig him a ditch right there and go behind the plate and catch the inning.
The constant gardener. That was you.
That was basically my only contribution to the Blue Jays that year.
It's the little things. It's the little things. Corey Spangenberg. Spangenberg getting 258 and 4 home runs. He's been tough on the D-backs this year, but he was 0 for 4 last night. The Padres overall have been tough on Jeremy Hellickson this season. He has struggled against San Diego. Tonight facing the Padres for the 6th time this year so far. 1-3. The ERA just under 8.5. And he is 0-2 at Petco Park. His ERA in this ballpark this year is exactly 9. So he's had a rough go of it against San Diego. There's a strike. This is out to left field. Yasmani Tomas backing up at the wall, and he's got it. Yasmani Tomas into the wall, and he hangs on for out number 2.
Not always sure he's going to get to the spot, but we've seen him do this repeatedly on this road trip in San Francisco, in LA, and now here in San Diego, taking extra bases away from Corey Spangenberg right there.
It never looks especially great. We saw him make a tremendous play on almost the exact same type of ball in left field at Dodger Stadium when he reached up and grabbed it, which was over and past his head really that time, flush into the wall, and thank goodness there's padding out there. 2 outs for Matt Kemp. Kemp hitting .265. He's got 23 home runs and is 3rd in the National League in RBIs. I'll tell you what, I don't know if Matt Kemp really looks like Billy D. Williams, but how about that? Wow. As Lando Calrissian.
Love the waves.
Yeah. Billy D. Here's the lineup for Pat Murphy's Padres tonight against Jeremy Hellickson.
Will Myers once again leading off down at first base. Corey Spangenberg at third base. Good numbers against the D-backs this season. A guy to keep an eye on. Matt Kemp at the plate right now. He'll be out in right field. Justin Upton in left. Jed Jerko at second base. Derek Norris behind the plate. Alexi Amarista at short. Robbie Erlin batting 8th and pitching. And Travis Jankowski batting 9th playing center field.
Still no Jan Hervey Solarte. We've seen him as a pinch hitter in this series. He's nursing a bad hamstring. This is well hit out to left. A base hit for Kemp. Two-out single brings up Justin Upton. Take a look at the Diamondbacks around Jeremy Hellickson, our mid-first bank starting defense.
Tomas with a highlight reel play already out in left field. A.J. Pollock in center. Ender Inciarte over in right field. It'll be Brandon Drury at third. Chris Owings at short. On the right side, Aaron Hill at second. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Wellington Castillo doing the catching for right-hander Jeremy Hellickson.
This is where you have to be careful. Justin Upton leads the Padres with 26 home runs. In fact, he's only 10 homers shy now of 200 for the career. There's a strike, 0-1. Upton 0 for 4 last night. He's hitting .252. Jeremy was on course for a nice, tidy, quick first inning, trying to avoid what we've seen all too often this year, that 20-plus pitch first by a Diamondback starter. Strand that two-out single right here. Just missed away. It's 2-1.
Let's take a quick look at our Valley Honda keys to the ball game today. Facing Robbie Erlin, the very definition of a soft tossing lefty. The hitters, tell yourself, 3-2-1 swing. Best fastball rarely will crack 90 miles per hour. And
now, wait a minute.
For Jeremy Hellickson, he has to get out Will Uptonberg.
Is he hitting fifth?
Those three guys combined, Will Myers, Justin Upton, and Corey Spangenberg, a combined 13 for 26 with 4 homers against Jeremy Hellickson. Going to have to really try to control those three guys.
Will Uptonberg.
You know him. Utility infielder. Switch hitter. Better from the right side.
Upton has done his share of damage against Hellickson. Jeremy behind, 2 balls and a strike.
Kept 12 out of 14 this year, stealing bases. He kind of picks his spots, doesn't run as aggressively as he once did as a member of the Dodgers, but you definitely have to pay attention to him.
He got a stolen base last night. Holds on the 2-1 count, coming at you, BB. Boy, Jeremy looked terrific Sunday at San Francisco. Everything was working, the curveball, the changeup, that 2-seam fastball. Got stuck with a loss despite giving up only 3 hits in 5 innings. A big bounce back start for him after these Padres really roughed him up at Chase Field back on September 14th, his first start off the DL. Big swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch, and Jeremy Hellickson punches out Upton. He strands Kemp and keeps the game scoreless here in San Diego. Top of the second inning, Wellington Castillo, Yasmani Tomas, and Brandon Drury. 5, 6, and 7 against Padres lefty Robbie Erlin. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly, and Todd Walsh with you. Second of a 3-game set, the final road series of the season in 2015. Castillo first pitch swinging, fouls that one back. Welly at 240 with 19 homers. He could use a break, Wellington Castillo. He just looks like he's kind of done. 0 for 4 last night, 2 for 21 on the road trip. Been a long year.
A little bit of a struggle recently. You know, you get to the point of this point of the season, and physically,
yeah,
it's hard to do the things you want to do. Your timing is a little off. Your legs are a little heavy. You might have a ding here, a bruise there, a sprain here. And Wellington, as we mentioned last night, has been taking quite the beating in the second half of the season back there when he is behind the plate. So not surprising to see the numbers suffering here at the end.
But he's been a tremendous success story this year as a Diamondback and has really re-energized his entire career here. It's been great to see. And big things expected for next year. Here's Yasmani Tomas. Same applies to Yasmani, certainly. Made a terrific catch on a Corey Spangenberg liner up against the left field wall in the bottom of the first. Tomas flied out as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last night. He's hitting .281. He's got 9 homers.
Remember the last time we saw a 2-0 count on Yasmani Tomas.
He has been up there swinging very early in counts. There's no doubt about that. It's it the other way. Backhanded stop by Jerko. Take a look at San Diego around Robbie Erlin, their left-hander, the first bank starting defense for the Padres.
Once again, the outfield will be Upton in left, Jankowski in center, and Kemp in right field. It'll be Spangenberg at third, Amarista at short, Jerko at second, Will Myers over at first, Derek Norris behind the plate, and left-hander Robbie Erlin on the mound.
Here's the rookie Brandon Drury back in there. Getting the start at third base tonight against the lefty Erlin. No Jake Lamb. Hello.
Whoops.
Lady.
How can you take that pitch?
I don't know how these guys can lay off pitches that close.
Obviously got away from Robbie Erlin right there. Heads up.
Fly ball out to Jankowski in center. He's been busy so far. And another 1-2-3 inning for Robbie Erlin. An 8th pitch, second inning, no score in San Diego. A lot with all these left-hand starting pitchers, and he's played some good defense out in left.
Had a long way to go to get to that first one at Dodger Stadium. Gotta make a leaping catch to take extra bases away right there once again at Dodger Stadium, and then tonight crashing into the queue on Qualcomm out there. take extra bases away from Corey Spangenberg.
Yasmani Tomas. Jed Jerko leads off the San Diego second against Jeremy Hellickson. First pitch breaking ball misses. Jerko 247. He's got 16 home runs. And hitless last night. Did have an RBI ground out. He struck out twice. I can't imagine why you'd ever throw Jed Jerko a fastball, especially if you've got Jeremy's stuff.
Especially middle of the plate in. Occasionally you can get him to swing at a fastball away and smother it and hit a ground ball to the infield, but middle of the plate in, he is a dangerous pull hitter. Right out there, good location.
Down and away, got the corner. It's 1-2. Now you get him to chase something and you move on. He's a very aggressive hitter, Jed Jerko. Lays off that one even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Came inside with that fastball that time, and he popped it up. Chris Owings wants it in shallow left center. 1 out in the second. Here's Derek Norris, the catcher.
You could issue a very similar description for Derek Norris. Middle of the plate in fastball, especially up. Those are pitches he looks to pull out of the ballpark to left field. Usually better just staying away unless you want to show him something off the plate inside.
He is swinging the bat very well lately, Derek Norris. 2 for 3 with a walk last night. Coming off a 3 for 4 game against the Giants here Thursday when he doubled twice and homered. So he's been doing a lot of damage as of late. That's not a great look.
Not far off.
Yeah, it's actually pretty close. 252, 14 homers. Just 3 of those home runs since the All-Star break. 1-1. That hit the jersey. Hit by a pitch. Norris is aboard with a 1 out. Looks like it hit a button.
Yeah, thread. I guess if you have to get hit by a pitch, that's probably the least painful way. Just hit uniform.
Well, Chip's not going to be happy. U of A is already getting creamed by UCLA, and Norris is aboard. Alexi Amarista. Strike 1. Amarista 214, 3 homers. They are without Yangervis Solarte. Their third baseman has done a very good job. So they've had to rearrange some infield pieces. Jerko's been playing short, goes back to second. Spangenberg, who's been playing second, goes to third. And Amarista steps in at short. Oh, 0-2. Here's Yangervis Solarte. He is available to pinch hit. He pinch hit last night to win the ball game against Brad Ziegler, popped up. But he's nursing a bad right hamstring. He's had a really good year.
Back-to-back curveballs there from Jeremy Hellickson. Probably has Amarista set up to throw a fastball up above the letters right here. See if you can get him to chase something up and out of the zone. Just gets a piece, fouls it off his own right foot.
Fastball up and away, misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Amarista has had only 82 at bats since August 1st. He's hit just under 260 during that stretch, so he's been productive when he's been in there, but it's been mostly as a reserve. He's only started 18 games over the last 2 months. And that's called strike 3.
In the corner there, Amarista.
I don't know if he knew what the count was.
Yeah, he fooled me. I thought it was strike 3, but then the way he just kind of slowly looked back at the home plate umpire, Jerry Meals, and turned out of the batter's box, I said, wait a minute, was that only strike 2? And then he completes his walk back to the first base dugout.
Here's the pitcher who bats 8th in the lineup for Pat Murphy, Robbie Erlin. The left-hand thrower who bats right-handed, exposing that pitching arm. There's strike 1. Travis Jankowski, the center fielder, bats 9th. He has very good speed. And so once the lineup turns over, Jankowski essentially becomes another potential RBI for Spangenberg or Kemp or Upton. So the pitcher for Murphy bats 8th. Breaking ball misses inside, and it's 1-1.
Or with Jankowski's speed for Will Myers hitting in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Find a gap with Jankowski on at first base. He's liable to score. He has that kind of speed.
Swing and bunt. Ellison has a gold glove on the mantle. He fields it and throws him out. We are through 2. No score. Diamondbacks and Padres from Petco Park. Heritage Day with us. A week from today, Saturday, October 3rd, it's presented by Budweiser. You'll enjoy a pregame street festival presented by APS, and then stick around after the game for a concert featuring Latin recording artist Luis Coronel. It's presented by Sprint and Samsung. For tickets, visit dbacks.com. Well, the Diamondbacks have now gone a full 9 innings without a base hit. Forget scoring a run. They've not had a hit since the Pollock grand slam in the second inning last night. So far, nothing against Robbie Erlin, and Chris Owings will lead off the Arizona third. They have, over the course of those last 9 innings, had, let's see, 1 base runner, the Jake Lamb walk. That has been it.
After scoring 6 runs on 6 hits in the first 2 innings last night against Casey Kelly, boy, you want to talk about an ambush. They didn't even let him catch his breath out there on the mound last night, but since that second inning yesterday, crickets.
And to Casey Kelly's credit, he eventually did regroup, retired, in fact, the last 11 batters he faced in that ball game to get through 5 innings. And so Casey said after the game there were some positives to take away, certainly, from his experience as he looks ahead to next year. CO back in there at short tonight. 234 and 4 home runs. A half check swing. Erlin, a little shovel pass to Myers, and they retire Owens. Nice play there by the Padre pitcher. Jeremy Hellickson has been one of the better Diamondbacks hitting pitchers this year.
He's driven in 7 runs with his 8 base hits.
He's a very good athlete in high school growing up. Jeremy Hellickson, a terrific basketball player. Grew up in Des Moines, Iowa. Drafted out of high school by the Tampa Bay Rays, a 4th-round pick 10 years ago. He was actually recruited by the University of Iowa to play both baseball and basketball. Had actually committed to play baseball at LSU, but decided to turn pro instead after Tampa Bay picked him in the 4th round. Two and two. First batter of the ball game for the Diamondbacks reached. Ender Inciarte reached first base on a strikeout and a wild pitch, and that has been it so far against Robbie Erlin. Anthony Johnson not biting down there, and it's a full count 3-2. Here's their second base runner. He walks the pitcher with 1 out in the 3rd.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Here is the leadoff man, Ender Inciarte, hitting better than .330 on this road trip. He's got 11 hits in 8 games so far through San Francisco, LA, and San Diego. 1 for 4 last night. And hovering right at or around that 300 mark, it keeps fluctuating, and it goes in and out of the top 10 in the league in hitting. He's 11th right now. Trying to join Goldie and Pollock and Peralta in the top 10. That'd be pretty impressive. He finished the season with 4 hitters in the top 10 in the league in batting average.
That'd be outstanding. I mentioned the last time it was done in the National League, the '88 Cubs, Rafael Palmeiro, Andre Dawson, Mark Grace, and of course Vance Law.
There's always one in there. Beauty baseball. One is bounced fair. Myers steps on the bag, takes the force play off. He'll have to tag Helly. And there it is. Bottom 3rd coming up in San Diego. No score. MLB.TV Premium. You can watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, a pitch tracking widget, and more is available right now at MLB.TV. No score of the ball game. Set for the home half of the third. Robbie Erlin for the Padres and Jeremy Hellickson for the Diamondbacks. It'll be Travis Jankowski, Will Myers, and Corey Spanshenberg. 9-1-2 in the San Diego third. Well, they got that new video board up here this year in left, and Scherls is transfixed.
Everybody's a star.
Yep. They do a very good job here with their social media stuff and putting the fans up there, and you can tweet your photos from the ballpark. And they put them up there, Instagram, the whole thing. You know, all those things that you have.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's got some moves.
Star Wars night here. And there as an Ewok is the center fielder, Travis Jankowski. Here from the Gas Lamp District in downtown San Diego. Steve Berthune, Bob Brentley, and Todd Walsh with you. Second to last road game of the year for Chip Hale's Diamondbacks. His U of A Wildcats are trailing UCLA 28-7. Ouch big in Tucson. So hoping for better results here. Travis Jankowski, the center fielder, at 227 with a homer. Does he look like Bronson Arroyo or what?
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's amazing.
A little faster than Bronson Arroyo.
He might be able to outrun a Bronson fastball.
Quite possibly. It's a name that we haven't talked about for a while. What is going on with Bronson? Have you been able to keep up in any way, shape, or form?
He is, I believe he's the property of the LA Dodgers right now, isn't he?
I think you're right.
He has, of course, got traded from the Diamondbacks to the Braves as part of the Touki Toussaint deal. Phil Gosselin came here from Atlanta, and they flipped Bronson. I'll tell you 1 second. They flipped him July 30th in that deal for Matt Latos.
Oh, okay.
It was a 3-team deal with the Braves, the Dodgers, and the Marlins. Alex Wood went to L.A. They got Bronson Arroyo as well. Of course, Bronson recovering from his Tommy John.
Well, I'd like to see Bronson get back on the field if that's what he chooses to do. He was such a great competitor over the course of his career. Just an absolute delight to be around.
Chris Owings at shortstop. Jankowski can really get up that line, and Goldie kept the foot on the bag, says Anthony Johnson down there. CO knew he had to hurry. Jankowski can fly, and Pat Murphy's staff will have a look at this one.
Not a lot of wasted time there. Maybe a little glove pat, but.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, was there enough mud on the bottom of Goldie's shoe to get his foot on the bag before Jankowski?
There will be no challenge from Pat Murphy. So they're content with what they saw in the clubhouse. That's the first out in the bottom of the third, and here's Will Myers.
Oh, Will.
Myers grounded out to short his first time up.
Really close down there at first, but the Padres apparently felt it was too close to have a definitive shot of whether he beat it or not.
It looks like from that angle there is a cleat on the corner of the bag. Well, he's got the baseball, but you're right. You need the clear and convincing evidence. Jeremy now at 40 pitches, 23 for strikes, 2-0 on Myers. Myers has been a tough out for the Diamondbacks this year in his first season as a Padre. He's played 11 games against the Diamondbacks. He's hit over 360 with 7 doubles and 2 home runs.
I think Myers has a chance to really come into his own in the National League. You know, give him a year to get used to the new ballparks, the new pitchers that he's facing, his new teammates. Good looking athlete. He's got a chance to put up big numbers next year.
He's still only 24. He'll be 25 in December, and the key for him is health. He's just had the last 2 years wrecked by very serious wrist injuries, both wrists in fact. Just came back off the DL at the beginning of this month following wrist surgery. Originally hurt his right wrist last year in Tampa Bay. He collided with Desmond Jennings in late May last year, suffered a stress fracture, and then in the left wrist this year they found bone chips that needed to be operated on, so he was out 70 games. He's 2 years of constant wrist problems after he was the American League Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago with the Rays. On the ground to second for Aaron Hill. Two outs for Corey Spangenberg. So far so good for Jeremy. He's given up just one hit, a Matt Kemp single in the first. He's got 2 strikeouts. Spangenberg's first AB, he took Yasmani Tomas to the track and left, and Yasmani ran it down. Kind of guy will run through a wall for you.
Knock a wall down for you, yeah.
And he appeared to be okay. Should probably check the wall, come to think of it.
Stadium mops out there. Take that dent out of the wall.
That shook the Western Metal Supply Company building. In fact, he may have dented the wall. Right in the middle of the queue. Two balls and 1 strike.
Dusty Baker used to always say, I don't want a guy that'll run through a wall for me. I want a guy that'll run to the wall and make the catch.
It's less painful. Smart enough to stop at the last moment. And of course, there's the famous video clip of the guy that ran through the wall in Montreal, the minor league guy, on the ball that was hit by Chip Hale. Rodney something.
Can't think of his last name.
Yeah.
I think that was Portland, Oregon, wasn't it? Seems to me like it was a Coast League game. He ran right through the fence.
And Chip was the guy that hit the baseball, which is one of his great claims to fame.
You know, he had that kind of opposite field pop. Rodney McRae, that's right, yeah.
I thought he played center for Louisville. No, that was Scooter McRae. That's a base hit for Spangenberg. He rolls it into right center. And he can fly. He's going to go for 2 here. And he's in there. They've got some guys that run well on this team, Jankowski and Spangenberg. Spangenberg, a hustle double.
And that's the time to take a chance. With 2 outs in the inning, you want to get yourself into scoring position. Spangenberg rounding first with his head up, decides to take a shot at it. Throw might have beat him there to the bag, but a tough short hop for CO to handle at second base. Can't come up with the pick. Fortunately, Brandon Drury right there to back it up.
So he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Matt Kemp, who singled his first time up. 16th double for Spangenberg. They load up that outfield out there in this ballpark with sand. A lot of times guys will slide or try and plant, and you'll see what looks like water almost come flying up like it's a wet football field. But they do spread sand out in that outfield here in this ballpark.
It looks a little bit like some of the artificial turf fields that put those little rubber pellets in the blades of fake grass, and when football players or baseball players slide on it, you see those black rubber pellets making a wake behind them.
Kemp 1 RBI shy of 100. And he's got Spangenberg at second with 2 outs. Beautiful shot of our grass here at Petco Park. Get off my lawn.
You know what Dick Allen said? If my horse don't eat it, I don't play on it. He didn't like AstroTurf. Needless to say, nobody likes AstroTurf. Except Monsanto.
Just orthopedists.
Yeah.
Good pitch by Helly right there to jump ahead 0-2.
Took just enough off of that one. Not a great location for a straight changeup, but he took enough off to get Matt Kemp way out in front.
Left it up.
In his mind, probably saw a fastball up, be aggressive, and swung right through that changeup.
Got him to chase. Jeremy Hellickson strikes out Kemp, his 3rd strikeout. He strands Spangenberg. And we are scoreless through 3 at Petco Park.
Back in the day when he was in the minors in the Pacific Coast League. Look at this. This is before the game today in the batting cage, working on his drag bunt.
Well, looks like that back is feeling better.
Yep. And I asked him, were you guys like imitating Ichiro? And he just stopped in his tracks and he said, "That's my game. That's still my game." And in my rookie league, or my rookie year in Kenosha, I led the league in batting and I had 12 drag bunt hits. And then he walked away. And I looked it up, and he hit .345, and he led Kenosha as a 21-year-old kid, fresh out of the U of A in a national championship. So some things you never forget, right, Bob?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that bunt, that's a great weapon, though. I mean, I'm sure Chip back in the day could really run like the wind on top of it, so a big part of his offensive arsenal.
Still his game.
Still his game.
They remember in Kenosha.
How could you forget?
By the way, have you seen the score from Tucson?
That's what halftime's all about, Steve. It's about adjustments.
You better start adjusting.
Yeah. How's your college doing today? Do they play anybody in the
Emerson College? The Fighting Lions of Emerson College. We don't have a football team at Emerson. We play primarily baseball and basketball.
I see.
Our 2 big rivals, you'll enjoy this, our 2 big rivals, I'm not even making this up, sadly, were Massachusetts College of Pharmacy.
That's
and
a battle.
the big annual war was against Rhode Island School of Design.
Those were actual games.
They're tough.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Yeah,
it was a war. You throw out the rule book when those two teams get
the
together.
paper mache battle is epic from what I hear.
Yeah, there was the one game where the floats in the parade were better than the actual competition. A.J. Pollock. Golden Domers beat up on UMass. I saw that today.
Our University Bobcats got beat by 3, but they didn't go down without a fight against Minnesota, one of the better teams in the Big Ten.
The Gophers.
Those Cats held tough, lost 27-24.
That's their first loss, right?
Yeah, right down to the last 6 seconds of the game.
By the way, what's the deal with Arizona's uniforms? Can we get what's going on there? Can we fix those?
What's going on?
Yeah, they're you can't read the numbers.
I'm old school. Okay. I like teams that have a home and a road, and that's
I'm with you. Just all I ask is just have legible numbers.
As the play-by-play guy, I understand that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But just got to fix that.
The Astros and the Pirates, they lost me in the 70s and 80s. So it's all about marketing, Steve.
Spangenberg at third. Well, I think if you and Chip get on them, I mean, two, big-time alums, some heavyweights.
Notable alums.
Apply some pressure. Notable alums, thank you. Maybe we can get that done.
Go Emerson. We're all on board today. We're all Emerson.
The Lions.
We are Emerson.
It's a tiny little school in downtown Boston.
I saw it when we were there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, great facilities.
Is the Ritz-Carlton a part of the college that's attached to the building, or is it?
It's funny because when I went to Emerson, not that anybody cares, nor should they, but it was over by Cheers.
Right.
They actually moved the campus. What happened was Bobby Orr came in. I'm not even making this up. You'll like this. Bobby Orr came in and bought all the buildings where Emerson was in downtown, right near Cheers on Beacon Street. And they moved the campus across the Garden and the Commons over to the Theater District where it is now. And they built all these facilities for broadcasting and whatnot. It's a great school if you're thinking about doing this for a living. Yeah, Bobby made a killing on that. Number 4, Bobby Orr. Diamondbacks have got to get a base hit here against Robbie Erlin. You never know what's going to happen when Todd wanders into the booth.
Is that when Emerson lost their football stadium? Did Bobby buy that too?
We didn't really have one. we played on softball fields in the park in Boston. And one time we played.
You mean in the park?
In the park. Back to car. We played the MIT JVs and the umps didn't show up. It was that kind of a league. So the one assistant coach from each team had to umpire the game. And, well, it's a long story. You don't care. Nobody does. Robbie Erlin's got a no-hitter going.
We are Emerson.
All right, Todd. Well, last time you were in the Gaslamp District, there was a guy wheeling you around on a bike.
Yeah. He doesn't want to see me down.
In Major League Baseball history, had a good one with the Diamondbacks connection today. At old RFK Stadium, Mel Stottlemyre Sr. limits the Senators to just 2 hits in a complete Game 7-0 shutout. That's not even the best part of the story. He went 5 for 5 at the plate, 4 singles and a double.
Wow.
Mel Jr. Observing from the Diamondbacks bullpen out there in left center field.
Of course, Mel Sr. earlier this year honored one of the highest honors you can get as a Yankee with a monument in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium. And Mel Jr. and his family were on hand for that great moment.
Yeah, we were talking about the idea of coaches someday having a wing in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and certainly Mel Stottlemyre Sr. would be a guy that would be on a short list of guys to go in there quickly.
Well, that staff, I mean, so much of it speaks to the stability of Joe Torre and Don Zimmer on the bench, and Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, through all those great Yankee teams with the core 4. Justin Upton leads off the 4th for the Padres. Lines one right to Brandon Drury, and the rookie makes a nice spinning stop to throw him out. Brandon Drury at third. More good D-back defense.
Take a second look. He looked a little bit like Jake Lamb as he made that diving stop to his left, quickly got to his feet, fires across in time for the out. Drury just has a nose for the ball, whether he's at second or third or short. Seems to take a quick line right to where he needs to be to make the play. Appears to have soft hands and plenty of arm to play any of those infield positions.
Here's Jed Jerko. Deshaun Watson, the D-backs senior VP of Baseball Ops, told us on the last edition of D-backs podcast we did that, in his words, Brandon's skills at third are really elite. Now, Deshaun said they feel like Drury is solid to average at second base defensively, with an upside of a guy who has range that'll surprise you in terms of the balls he'll get to. And the more he's over there at second, the better acclimated he'll be. But they feel he is really elite at third. And he's a big kid, 6'1", 215, just 23. 0-2 on Jerko. By the way, the latest D-backs podcast, BB, is up online as of today with our special guest Patrick Corbin and Vin Scully. You can listen to that at dbacks.com and on iTunes. Patrick has one more start this year. He'll start in that Rockies series, and that'll be it for him. That is I believe it's the Thursday game. Yep, Thursday Patrick will start against Colorado's David Hale. That's at Chase Field. And then Friday, the final series of the year, the Astros come in for 3. There's Patrick. And Zach Godley on the left there will start the game tomorrow here. And we will likely see at some point Yoelis Chacin in the game as well. Jeremy Hellickson, that's 4 strikeouts. He punches out Jerko, 2 down in the 4th.
Good changeup once again. Really has a good feel for that pitch today. He's missed his spot on occasion with the changeup, but because of the lack of velocity, the amount of velocity he's taking off of that pitch, it's still effective even when he misses his spot.
Now work to Derek Norris with 2 outs. Norris didn't hit much for average to start his Padres career this year. He hit .233 during the first half, but since the All-Star break, he's hit over .280. And the defense has been, I think, surprisingly good for a guy who was considered an offense-first type catcher in Oakland. Speaking of offense in Oakland, did you see the Zito Hudson matchup today?
I did not, but I got to look at the box score.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah.
I think both of those guys should retire based on what happened today, because there was a lot of offense in Oakland.
Yeah, 14-10 Giants victory over the A's today. Zito and Tim Hudson both started that ball game. Neither one of them got out of the second inning.
Both walked off to standing ovations. It was kind of a neat moment. Good job by the A's fans there. Mark Mulder on hand as well for that. Norris bangs one into left, a base hit. Third hit for the Padres.
Jarrett Parker had a big day for the Giants in that ball game in Oakland. Had 3 home runs and 7 runs driven in.
Well, he wanted to make up for the one that AJ took away in San Francisco.
So.
Now, Huddy apparently is bald. Well, not apparently. He is bald. There he's in the middle. But he apparently always wears on road trips the same outfit, that white polo shirt and jeans. And so to celebrate his start, all the Giants players wore little skin cap wigs and the same outfit. And they all looked like Tim Hudson on the plane.
Oh, I did.
That was all in honor of Tim Hudson. Alexi Amarista. I don't think Alexi Amarista should be taking cuts like that. Talking about Chip Hale, that's my game. That's not Alexi Amarista's game, that swing right there.
You got little man's disease. Occasionally you'll see it happen, guys that aren't very big of stature, but they, guy that might hit 3, 4, 5 home runs a season. They go up there swinging for the fences. That drives hitting coaches crazy.
I mean, he's 5'6", $150, soaking wet. Make some contact and keep it on the ground.
That's a Miguel Montero swing back in the day.
Yes, it is. He's looking to change his luck against Hellickson. Struck out looking at his first at bat tonight. All 3 Padre hits in the ball game have come with 2 outs in the inning. And the first 2 times so far, Jeremy has stranded the base runner. There's another one.
Before that hamstring injury, when Jeremy was throwing the ball so well, this is what we saw. Fastball command and tremendous off-speed stuff. Both the curveball and the straight changeup out pitches.
And Amarista to take a big cut at one more here. Strand that runner at first. And he does just that, but fouls it off.
Jeez.
The wild card for Hellickson here, ahead 1-2, might be that sneaky quick fastball that he can spot when he's got good command. But the way Amarista's swinging at these curveballs, there's no reason to throw one here. Another one in the dirt. He holds off this time.
How low will you go? Threw one in the middle of the strike zone, one a little bit lower that he fouled off. Tried to bounce that one in the dirt.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard says 2-2. Not sure if Jerry Meals said did he get a piece of that? Yeah, he did. 1-2 is the count. 1-2. So our truck, as usual, is correct. Scoreboard is wrong here.
I think he might have hit it on a bounce.
Yeah.
Curveball looked like it bounced out there in front of home plate, and on the check swing, I think Amarista just got a piece of it.
Yep.
Bounce.
It's like we're playing cricket. So a ball and 2 strikes. This is out to right center field. A.J. Pollock runs it down. And once again, Jeremy Hellickson strands the 2-out base hit. No score through 4 in San Diego.
Let's take a look at our State Farm, the farm report of the game. One of the best relief pitchers in all the minor leagues, Zach Curtis. At Kane County, he was the closer at Hillsborough last year. This year for that great Kane County team, and he had another tremendous season. 33 for 36 in his save opportunity.
117 strikeouts in only 81 innings pitched. Outstanding season for Zach Curtis.
A Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, a 6th-round pick last year. Diamondbacks have got to get a hit here. Enough is enough. They have now gone 11 consecutive innings in this series without a base hit. Last 7 last night, first 4 here tonight, as Robbie Erlin has kept them off the hit column. He has walked 1, struck out 2, and Wellington Castillo leads off the Arizona 5th. Boy, Robbie Erlin, this is a guy who in his only other start this year, which was a week ago today, shelled at Colorado for 7 runs on 9 hits. He was gone by the 4th inning. But through 4 so far, he's yet to give up a base hit.
Well, assuming that Robbie Erlin had the same issues in Colorado that every other pitcher does, he probably didn't have any curveball in that start. Basically just had to go after him fastball, changeup.
Erlin has spent this entire season at AAA El Paso. Made 24 starts there, went 7-6 and had an ERA over 5.5, so it's not like he's had a great year. But he's been very effective tonight. There's Dave Roberts, the bench coach, Pat Murphy, the manager. Nobody knows who's going to manage this Padres team next year. Murphy is the interim manager still, replacing Bud Black, who was let go in May. A lot of changes, you get the feeling, in store here again in the offseason for San Diego.
I mentioned earlier, Erlin will throw the fastball for effect, usually off the plate inside, like he did right there to Wellington Castillo to set up another off-speed delivery either down or away. It's like a changeup coming.
Full count, 3-2.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks victory, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Swing and bunt. Erlin spins and throws. They retire Castillo to open up the 5th. Erlin has retired 12 of the last 13 that he's faced. 1 down for Yasmani Tomas, who grounded out his first time up. Tomas got ahead in the count 2-0 and grounded out to second base. That's out of play.
I realize that most of the guys in that third base dugout don't know who Tom Glavine was, but the approach against Robbie Erlin should be the same as it used to be when we played against Tom Glavine. He's going to work away, 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 away. Every 12 or 15 pitches, he'll show you a fastball inside off the plate and then go right back to that outside corner again.
Justin Upton has it, 2 down.
You really have to think about going opposite field, because the fact is Robbie Erlin's probably not going to be able to throw a fastball by you on the inside corner anyway. Even if you're looking away, you'll still be able to get to that pitch. So think opposite field and adjust to what you see if he does happen to come inside.
He's thrown 49 pitches, 29 strikes. Brandon Drury flying out to center in his first at bat. 2 down in the 5th. Diamondbacks still without a base hit. There's strike 1. Not like he's been ahead in the count, although he's ahead here on Drury 0-2.
6 of 16 first pitch strikes, but I think that speaks to the ability to throw that changeup when he's behind in the count. Get himself back into at bats against D-backs hitters.
He did not go, says Anthony Johnson. On the ground to Amarista. That's 7 straight, retired by Robbie Erlin, who has no hit the Diamondbacks through 5 here at Petco Park. Brought to you in part by your Valley Honda dealers, where you'll get more standard features for less money. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Mix One, great taste, no face, available at local retailers. There we are at Petco Park, San Diego, California. Diamondbacks and Padres. Some selfies for D-Back Nation here with us this weekend in San Diego.
What is that, some kind of a gang sign or something?
I never figured that one out myself. I'm not that hip. Robbie Erlin, who has worked 5 no-hit innings, will lead off the bottom of the 5th against Jeremy Hellickson. Jeremy's been very good. 4 scoreless, just 3 hits. He's got 4 strikeouts. Right center, Ender. Lost it in the lights. Really nice play there by Ender Inciarte. You could tell that he was blinded by the light, as the old song goes. Wow.
Yeah, the old ballpark, Qualcomm/Jack Murphy, used to be one of the worst ballparks in baseball for line drives. Those little humpback liners like that getting up into the lights. They had a ring of lights all the way around the top of the stadium, so if that ball was hit just perfectly, you couldn't get it out of the lights.
Trying to catch a line drive coming out of that. 70 pitches for Hellickson, 47 strikes. Here's Jankowski. Tap back to the mound his first time. Drury comes in from third. Jankowski last night had a double and a run scored. He's hit safely in 6 of his last 8 games.
Jeremy has hit a batter. He hit Derek Norris in the jersey basically in the second inning. He's not walked a batter tonight, but he's behind 3-0 here. And there's a strike.
Jeremy pounding away at that strike zone, but not getting the call. Look at that. 3 of those pitches actually touched the box. 2 of them are inside the box. The count was 3-1.
Jerry Meals, the crew chief behind the plate. This has got a chance to stay playable. Yasmani Tomas can't quite make the sliding backhand grab, and it lands in foul ground.
Another nice effort by Yasmani. Long run that time to get over to that spot in foul territory. Tries to make the sliding catch. Just out of his reach.
Well, he's been busy out there in left field on this road trip. That's always a nice service. It's like getting back to the room and finding the mint on your pillow. Full count on Jankowski now 3-2. Like he swung at ball 4 there.
I told the story in the past about my old buddy Mike Krukow when we used to work together with the Giants. At one time, a similar situation, a foul ball, the runner ran up the line a little ways. I picked up the bat and handed it back to him. And Krukow aired me out in the dugout. He's going to try to beat my brains in with that bat, and you just handed it right back to him. Make him bend over and pick it up. Maybe he'll hurt himself.
Looking for every edge.
I'm telling you, that's the kind of competitor he was and is.
Center field, AJ.
So, needless to say, I never picked up another bat after a foul ball while Mr. Krukow was on the mound.
And it's funny because he is the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet.
He's the best, the greatest teammate anybody could ever have. But boy, on that day he pitched, I mean, every day he was all business, but especially on days he pitched.
Here's Wellington behind the plate there. How would he have felt about this?
Probably the same way. He wanted the guy to bend over and hope that his back flew out of joint or something. You know, get him out of the game.
Will Myers is twice grounded out.
Well, that first pitch curveball has been a weapon for Jeremy tonight. Just rolling it up there in the middle of the zone, steal and strike 1. Oh, Will Uptonberg, so far so good for Jeremy Hellickson. Will Myers, Justin Upton, and Corey Spangenberg combined 1 for 6.
Right field corner, Ender Inciarte makes the catch in foul ground. And Jeremy Hellickson works a 1-2-3 inning. We are scoreless through 5 in San Diego.
Far, he has retired 7 straight, 14 of the last 15, and he has kept the D-backs off the hit column so far.
A lot of soft contact. Diamondbacks haven't really had many good passes against Robbie Erlin tonight, continually staying middle of the plate away, especially to the powerful right-handed bats in the Diamondbacks lineup. Just hitting his spots with consistency.
He has walked 1. He struck out only 2. One of those strikeouts actually reached on a wild pitch. Ender Inciarte to lead off the ball game. 53 pitches, 32 strikes. Robbie Erlin, 5 no-hit innings so far. The Diamondbacks have now gone 12 consecutive innings in this series without a base hit. The final 7 last night, the first 5 here tonight. Chris Owings leads off the 6th. Robbie Erlin is a native Californian. He's from Scotts Valley, California. Texas Rangers picked him out of high school in the 3rd round of the '09 draft. Padres got him in a deal for reliever Mike Adams at the deadline 4 years ago. This is bounced over the mound. Jerko charges it and throws out Owings to lead off the 6th. 8 straight set down by Robbie Erlin.
Pretty nice play by Jed Jerko, going up the middle of the field, throwing on the move. Close play, but it looked like they just did get CO down there at first.
The only Diamondback base runner other than Inciarte who reached on a strikeout to lead off the game was Jeremy Hellickson, who drew a 1-out walk in the 3rd. Along the right field line, Will Myers will give it a look, and it's in the seats. Hey fans, now's the time with the hashtag and the Twitter and the whole thing. Use the hashtag AZDataStrongFan for your strongest fan photo, and you might see yourself at a Diamondback broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, Robbie Erlin showed no signs of pitching like this at all this year. A 5.60 ERA in AAA all season, 24 starts with El Paso. Gave up 151 hits in 125 innings. But he rings up Hellickson, and he has kept the Diamondbacks hitless through 5 2/3. And then there's that.
Yeah.
They had their first cycle earlier this year. That was Matt Kemp. They are still looking for their first ever no-hitter.
He actually had a baby born at the ballpark on Tuesday. Had a baby born before a no-hitter.
Ender Inciarte.
Man, Robbie Erlin really has not had a curveball to speak of since the beginning of this ball game. He just can't pull it down into the strike zone. Consistently misses up and into the lefties, up and away from the righties, but then goes right back to work with that fastball changeup combination. And so far has managed to befuddle the Diamondbacks offense.
Two and one. That is a fair ball. Base hit down the left field line. Ender Inciarte takes the turn. Upton can't pick it up in the corner, and Ender will get 3rd. He is in there. It bounced away from Justin Upton in that left field corner. And the Diamondbacks have their first base hit in the ballgame against Robbie Erlin.
And one left-handed hitter in the Diamondbacks lineup gets the first hit against the lefty Robbie Erlin. Upton had some issues down there in the corner trying to corral that one.
They scored a triple for Inciarte, his 4th this year. Game's first run standing 90 feet away with 2 outs for Aaron Hill. Aaron 0 for 2.
Unfortunately, even though the Diamondbacks got the first hit of the game, Robbie Erlin's still pitching out of the windup. He's only thrown a couple of deliveries out of the stretch tonight. After the walk to Jeremy Hellickson back in the third, he quickly gave up a double play ball to Ender Inciarte. So he's right back in the windup again where he's comfortable.
And ahead of Aaron Hill, 0-2. Great catch by a fan.
Pretty nice, reaching over there. Nice snag.
Aaron Hill chases that one down and away. Fourth strikeout for Robbie Erlin, who strands the 2-out triple. We are still scoreless in San Diego.
Brought to you in part by Phoenix International Raceway. Join PIR on November 15th for NASCAR. Visit us at phoenixraceway.com and get your tickets now. And by Arizona Restaurant Week. Go tasting with your buds during Arizona Restaurant Week, September 18th through the 27th. Visit ArizonaRestaurantWeek.com for all the details.
Gas Lab quarter here in San Diego. A pitcher's duel. Robbie Erlin and Jeremy Hellickson. 5.5 scoreless innings so far. Only 4 hits in the ball game. Corey Spangenberg has one of them, a double his last time up. He'll lead off the Padres 6th. Spangenberg, despite going hitless last night, is batting over .330 this year against the Diamondbacks. He's been a tough out since he came up, former first-round pick by the Padres. And he's got another base hit against the D-backs right here. Tomas can't cut it off. It rolls to the wall. And Spangenberg has his second double tonight.
The feeling this guy is going to be a thorn in the Diamondback side for years to come. Just a solid fundamental ball player, solid fundamental hitter. It goes foul line to foul line, this time dropping a double down into that left field corner to lead off the inning.
That just kind of kept rolling away from Yasmani, who was hustling over there and just couldn't get to it. So Spangenberg, with very good speed, is in scoring position to lead off the inning for Matt Kemp. Kemp still sitting on 99 RBIs, third in the league.
This is where you'd really like to see Jeremy push through here, get out of this inning unscathed. Mentioned his last start against the Giants. He went 5 really strong innings, gave up only the 1 base hit, but then gave up back-to-back hits to start the 6th and was promptly pulled from the ball game.
Kemp has singled and struck out, 1 for 2.
to strike curveball. There aren't very many hitters in the game that go to the plate looking for a first pitch curveball. If you can roll it up there in the middle of the strike zone, you can jump ahead in the count a lot.
That one gets behind Castillo, and now you've got Spangenberg at third.
Almost looked like a cross-up. It's not like Wellington Castillo to just reach across and try to backhand the curveball when he knows it's coming, which makes me think maybe he didn't know it was coming. Yeah, he slid on the inside corner, was expecting a fastball. Instead, he got the curve down low and away and just wasn't prepared to block that pitch.
Wild pitch, charge to Hellickson. Go ahead run, 90 feet away, nobody out. A 1-1 count on Kemp. Matt Kemp having a strong finish to his first year here in San Diego after a slow start. He has been the Padres' big run producer in the middle of this lineup. In fact, since the middle of August, he's got 39 RBIs in his last 38 games. Right back to the mound. Hellickson with that gold glove snags it, takes a second look back there just to make sure Spangenberg was going to stay put. Glenn Hoffman kind of amused down there at third. The double take from Hellickson.
Yeah, that's a wise move. You got a fast runner at third base. Check him once and then check him a second time just to make sure he wasn't breaking for home as you turn to throw to first base. That's a smart play by Jeremy.
Now, this gets tricky, Bob, because 0-0, sixth inning, one run is big. You've got Jeremy, who's got that curveball working so well here tonight. Risk bouncing one by Castillo for a run here. It's been a big weapon for him. Does that change your approach to Upton in this at bat?
I don't think so. And I think Wellington Castillo, when he knows what pitch is coming, will make sure that curveball doesn't get by him if it happens to bounce in the dirt. It was clearly a cross up on that pitch that went to the backstop, allowing Spangenberg to go to third. I think you got to stick with whatever you've been doing because it's been successful up to this point.
Sure has. He's given up just 4 hits. Infield in for the Diamondbacks. Spangenberg at third, 1 out. He did not go, says Anthony Johnson down there. It's 1-0. Upton has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2. He has homered twice in his career against Hellickson. David Hernandez, the right-hander. Matt Reynolds, the lefty. Got Jed Jerko on deck. First base open behind 2-0. You could put him on and hope to get a ground ball double play off the bat of Jerko. Coming down and in here, the 2-0 pitch. Misses, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Jerko has popped up and struck out. He's 0 for 2.
And Chip Hale just gave the universal sign to Wellington Castillo, pointed at his temple, which means use your head. We've got a base open here. You're behind in the count 3-0 to a dangerous hitter. I think you're going to see a curveball coming right here.
And he throws it in there for a strike. Kept it down, kept it away.
Now, this is one of those don't give in situations. You'd like to get him out if you could possibly. Keep that runner at third base somehow. But don't make a mistake. If you walk him, it's not the worst thing that can happen.
3-1 pitch.
Now back to 2 strikes. It kind of changes your thinking a little bit. Now you try to put him away. Justin Upton a couple times this year on a hanging changeup on April 17th. Hit it up in the second deck here at Petco. And a fastball away to the opposite field.
Upton 5 homers, 10 RBIs in 16 games against the Diamondbacks this year. Infield still in. Spangenberg at third. 1 out, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
with that fastball with a little tailing action farther in. You don't want to let Upton have an opportunity to get his arms extended. As he showed in that highlight, he's got power all over the ballpark. Good two-seamer down and in that time.
26 home runs this year, 15 of those coming here at Petco Park. Bounced it, and it's ball 4. First walk issued by Jeremy tonight. And they'll work to Jerko with men on the corners and 1 out. Jerko did not have a hit last night. He struck out twice, 0 for 2 so far in this ball game.
He's just been automatic with that first pitch curveball. It's right in there on the outside corner.
Stealing strikes. Fly ball right center. Inciarte. Spangenberg with good speed. Here he comes. Here's the throw, and it is not in time. 1-0 San Diego. Close. Ender made it really close, but he just snuck in there.
Yeah, Ender just couldn't get much momentum going. Had to catch that ball flat-footed and just rely on his strong throwing arm to try to get Spangenberg at home plate, but the speed of Corey Spangenberg plays right there as he gets in underneath the tag.
And Upton moves up as well. He's at second now with 2 outs and a run in. 1-0 Padres. And Chip Hale will challenge.
Yeah, his front foot popped up in the air. The question is, did Wellington Castillo get the tag on the rear end there before any body part got on the plate?
Watch that bottom foot. The front foot, you're right, Bob, goes over that little trail foot. Kind of hook slides its way across the plate. And they're going to make sure. Now, what part do you want to challenge here? It's another replay review brought to you by Mix One. The foot to watch is the bottom foot as he slides in. Looking at it on the board here, Spangenberg really slowed his momentum. Almost did a pop slide with that front foot, but watch the bottom foot drag across the plate. Right there.
Boy, that is really close. I mean, if you disregard the left foot that popped up and clearly did not touch home plate, it was very close as to when Wellington Castillo had the tag on Spangenberg and when that right foot hit the plate.
Again, you need clear and convincing evidence to overturn the call. With all that dirt flying there, it's hard to get it. And the crew chief, Jerry Meals, is the plate umpire. I don't think they have enough to get this overturned.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Really close. Tough to tell. Hey, one thing I did like is the communication out there in right center field. Either outfielder, A.J. Pollock or Ender Inciarte, could have caught that ball, but A.J. was moving a little bit laterally to his left was going to be a much tougher throw for A.J. coming across from center field than for Ender Inciarte, so Ender called him off, made a nice play. Ball wasn't hit very deep. Ender gets underneath it, as I said, has to catch it almost flat-footed, and then just muscles that throw to home plate.
With that wild pitch now that moves Spangenberg to third after the double really looms large here.
Yeah, that's one of those avoidable mistakes. It was clearly a cross-up. Jeremy Hellickson and Wellington Castillo not on the same page. Wellington expecting a fastball in. Instead, he got a curveball in the dirt low and away. Couldn't get over there in time to keep it from going to the backstop.
They're taking a very close look in New York, that's for sure. Tell you what, this video board they got here gives you a spectacular picture. You keep playing it over and over. And so the result is in. Call on the field is safe at home. The call stands, which means there was not enough evidence to overturn it. And so the Padres have the 1-0 lead. A look at our updated replay review standings brought to you by Mix One. So it's 1-0 San Diego. Upton is at second base. The RBI for Jerko. 2 outs now for Derek Norris, who singled in his last at bat. Diamondbacks bullpen is still busy. Hernandez, the right-hander. Matt Reynolds, the left-hander. They are continuing to throw. Trying to get Jeremy through this 6th. Ball on to Norris. Norris, over his last 15 games, has hit .340. He's been hit by a pitch and single tonight. Hellickson behind, 2 balls and no strikes. Got first base open. Alexi Amarista is on deck. He's done very little against Hellickson tonight. Had trouble with that curveball. Norris with good power up there. 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1. Double by Spangenberg. He was wild pitch to third. A walk to Upton. Sac fly by Jerko. Brought in the game's first run. Now he's behind on Norris. 3 and 1. Lost him. Second walk in the inning. Hellickson right at 99 pitches, and Alexi Amarista coming up. Mike Harkey. I think you feel pretty good about this matchup, Bob, the way Amarista has looked trying to swing against the Hellickson curveball.
Yeah, as long as Jeremy can continue to execute his pitches. He keeps looking down at his right hand again. I'm not sure if he's got the beginnings of a blister or maybe just some residual soreness in that finger. Mike Harkey out to have a meeting. Hey, partner, have you been keeping an eye on this National League Central? The Cardinals all of a sudden are in trouble.
Well, they lost Carlos Martinez today. I saw that.
And Matt Carpenter had to leave the game today with a sprained left hip. They're not sure when Yadier Molina is going to be back, and the Pirates win over the Cubs today pulled them even closer in that National League Central.
You got to play 162. A lot can happen over the last week or so. The Cardinals have been the best team in the league all year long, but they're starting to run out of bodies here as we get to October. So it'll be 2 on and 2 out. Hellickson and Amarista trying to keep this a 1-0 game and get through the 6th.
The Cardinals did win today to maintain their 3-game lead over the Pirates, but a tenuous lead at best.
Well, the Pirates are becoming regulars in that National League wildcard game. Upton is the runner at second, Norris at first. Amarista 0 for 2. Amarista hit a pinch hit walk-off single to beat the Giants Thursday night here. He's played very little this month. Only 5 for 23 at the plate in September. 100 pitches, 63 strikes. 1-1. That's the kind of contact you're looking for right there. 1-2.
Smothering that curveball, just pulls it foul harmlessly to the right side of the infield.
Boy, that thing just falls off the table.
Great location. You can't help but hit that ball on the ground because of that downward movement and the location of the pitch.
Bounce that one. Yes, he did. Andy Fletcher says he went, and that's the inning. A good job there by Jeremy Hellickson. He strikes out Amarista to strand 2. But the Padres get 1. The Spangenberg leadoff double turns into the game's first run. And as we go to the 7th in San Diego, Diamondbacks trail at 1-0.
Done a great job. I feel like I've had a lot of situations where I could get an RBI and score, help score a run for the team. So far so good. I know it's just a different type of opportunities that come up, I think, in the 3-hole.
Tunnel's back here in San Diego. A.J. Pollock leading off the inning, discussing hitting third, as we have seen for most of this road trip. Talked to Turner Ward, Stephen Bob, about the prototypical third hitter in his head. He was talking about hitting for power, being able to drive in runs, run the bases, steal a base, describing A.J. Pollock and Paul Goldschmidt. So they have options.
I love him as a middle of the order bat myself. He's obviously very good in the leadoff role, but I think this has worked out nicely. We talked about this last night. If you've got Inciarte leading off, you find a 2-hole hitter, then you can go Pollock and Goldie and on down the list. That's a pretty good lineup. Feel good about a Pollock, Goldie, Peralta 3-4-5.
And we've talked about this in the past. I firmly believe that if A.J. was hitting in the 3 spot or the 5 spot, he would be a 100 RBI guy every season. He's just a contact hitter. He's going to put the ball in play. Got more power than you realize, sneaking up on 20 home runs this season. I think that number will go up as he moves forward in his career.
And he's got the Diamondbacks' second hit tonight off Robbie Erlin, a leadoff single. A.J. 1 home run shy now after the grand slam last night of a 2020 season. Trying to get that run back. Here comes Goldie.
Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look at today's Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Paul Goldschmidt making his way to the plate, sneaking up that RBI list in Diamondbacks history. Luis Gonzalez with a commanding lead over Steve Finley, Miguel Montero, Chris Young, and then Goldie at 407, about to move up.
He's 0 for 2. He's hit safely in 5 straight and 7 of his last 8.
See if putting Robbie Erlin in the stretch here to start the inning right away. Leadoff man on. You may remember Ender Inciarte's base hit. The only other base hit in the game came with 2 outs, and it was a triple. So Erlin was still pitching out of the windup, now forced to go into that stretch.
No hit. The Diamondbacks through 5 2/3 before the Ender triple in the 6th. And a leadoff single by Pollock. He's behind here 2-0. 70 pitches for Erlin, 43 strikes. Goldie hitting nearly 370 on this long road trip, the last one of the year. He's got 2 doubles, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, and 6 walks on this road trip.
Well, we just talked about the combination of skills that A.J. Pollock brings as you see the road trip for Paul Goldschmidt so far through 8 games. And one of A.J.'s strengths over there is his ability to steal a base.
36 on the year. 2-1. Chip Hale was talking yesterday about Goldie. Chip says he thinks he's more comfortable at the plate lately. Certainly looks to be more comfortable. Doesn't seem to be pressing like he may have been last month when he was taking a lot of strikes. 3-1.
Taking a lot of hittable strikes. I think that's the difference. Goldie's got such a good eye and such a good game plan in that batter's box that occasionally he will take strikes if they're not the strikes he's looking for. But that little stretch he had about 2 or 3 weeks, he was taking a lot of pitches right down the middle of the plate. Like a little indecision on his part.
Hits it right at Jerko, who makes a beautiful spinning shorthand stop. And Amarista turns the double play. Jed Jerko at second. That was smashed right at the Padres second baseman.
You can't do anything more than that. Hit it hard. You can't guide it. Unfortunately, hits it right at Jerko, just a little bit to his left. Able to make that Olay play out there at second base and turn it into a double dip.
Boy, a break for Robbie Erlin. So nobody on, 2 outs. Wellington Castillo 0 for 2. Padre bullpen busy. Sean Kelly, Mark Zepchinski. Zepchinski last night.
Need to be the bearer of bad news, but the Diamondbacks need to make something happen offensively, because you know you've got Craig Kimbrell down there for the last 3 outs of the ball game.
Yep, running out of time here. Two and two. Robbie Erlin has pitched a beauty here tonight. No way around that. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He's given up just 2 hits.
He just continues to pound Wellington inside, pitch after pitch after pitch. It's not his MO normally. But apparently the Padres feel that's the weakness in Wellington Castillo's swing, that down and in area.
Go back there again. He drives it to center, but Jankowski runs it down. 7th inning stretch in San Diego. Diamondbacks trail the Padres 1-0.
Season ticket holder. Choose from full, half, series, or weekend plans. Season ticket holders enjoy unique benefits, access to exclusive events, flexible payment plans, and much, much more. View the 2016 schedule and get tickets online at dbacks.com.
D-backs fans here with us as Robbie Erlin's night will come to an end. He was terrific. 7 scoreless. He gave up only 2 hits. And Cody Decker will hit for Erlin against Jeremy Hellickson to lead it off. Decker is announced, and now Chip Hale double checks with Jerry Meals and goes out to make the move. And Jeremy Hellickson pitched very well himself. Jeremy leads the ball game, trailing 1-0. Back after this.
continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and the history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Interesting move here. Robbie Erlin's spot, the pitcher's spot, 8th in the Padres order, due to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Cody Decker announced as the pinch hitter for Erlin. He's a right-hand hitter. And Chip Hale goes to the left-hand throwing Matt Reynolds.
A little bit of a head scratcher. Not quite sure of the reasoning behind this, but for whatever reason, Matt Reynolds in the ball game to face the right-handed leadoff hitter Decker. And you've got a left-handed hitter in the on-deck circle, followed by a righty, followed by a lefty. So let's see how it works out.
Cody Decker 0 for 4 in his first career major league at bats, the 28-year-old rookie. Parts of 7 seasons in the minor leagues and finally getting his first taste of the majors here in September. Jeremy Hellickson went 6 innings, gave up just 1 run on 4 hits, walked 2 and struck out 5. Waves at that one. Matt Reynolds, well, Chip Hale knows what he's doing. Came in and got the strikeout. And now he'll face the left-hand hitting Travis Jankowski. Saw Brandon Drury letting Matt Reynolds know he's going to come in and play on the grass at third for Jankowski, who's got very good speed. Goldie in at first.
And not only that, but the middle infielders are playing 2 or 3 steps more shallow than they normally would. When a guy has the kind of speed that Jankowski has in that batter's box, everybody has to come in a couple of steps.
1-1. Right to Goldie. And Matt Reynolds gets his 2. We've got David Hernandez ready, the right-hander in the Diamondback bullpen. Will Myers coming up. Chip Hale on the top step of the dugout. And he will go to his right-hander to get Myers here and in the 7th. Hasn't made the move just yet. And now he does. So good job there by Matt Reynolds. 2 outs in the 7th. Back after this from San Diego. That's Football AZ show. Our own Jody Jackson joins the show. And a recap of this weekend's football action in Arizona, Monday at 6 and 10 right here on Fox Sports Arizona. 2 outs in the 7th. David Hernandez on to face Will Myers. Myers in the leadoff spot, 0 for 3 so far. Reynolds and Hernandez on in relief of Jeremy Hellickson, who pitched very well here tonight. 1 run on 4 hits. He went 6 innings. Swing and a miss. Hernandez at 0-2.
Couple of good sliders to start the sequence there. One that started right at Myers, broke over the inside part of the plate. Then he starts one over the middle of the plate and sweeps it off the outside corner. He broke, don't fix it.
Dropped it right down the middle right there. He freezes Myers, rings him up, and the Diamondback bullpen works a 1-2-3-7. Running out of time here. We'll see Brandon Drury in the 8th. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. The rookie coming up. Hellickson and Robbie Erlin. Robbie Erlin no-hit the Diamondbacks for a while there, through 5 2/3 in fact. D-backs still with only 2 base hits. They trail at 1-0. And we're set for the 8th inning. The new pitcher for the Padres, Joaquin Benoit, the veteran right-hander. And Chip Hale has a couple of left-hand options down on his bench who did not start the ball game against the lefty Erlin. You've got Lamb down there. You've got Peralta down there. But it looks like we will go as scheduled. Tomas, Drury, Owings, 6, 7, 8 in the Diamondbacks' 8th inning. See Ariel Prieto there with a discussion for Yasmani.
It's because you have options doesn't mean they're always good options. You like the idea of lefty on righty, but David Peralta's 0 for 5 lifetime with 4 strikeouts against Joaquin Benoit. Jake Lamb 0 for 2 with a strikeout against the right-hander.
And Tomas has shown he has no problems at all handling right-hand pitching this year. So he'll lead it off. He's 0 for 2 so far. It's not always as automatic as it seems, is it? A roller over the mound. Amarista. Pitch, 1 out for Benoit.
You know, it's the first thing I thought about, though, when I looked at who the Diamondbacks had coming up this inning and realized they had 3 left-handed bats available off the bench. This is the time to take your shot, but then, as I mentioned, the numbers would not indicate that it would be a good matchup, even though Peralta's a left-handed hitter.
And that would leave you some left-hand options in the 9th inning against what will likely be Craig Kimbrell.
in what is a 1-0 ball game. Brandon Drury 0 for 2. Brandon coming off that tremendous series at Dodger Stadium, 7 for 16. 2 doubles and 2 homers, but still looking for his first base hit in this series in San Diego. On the ground is short, a roller for Amarista. 2 outs. Chris Owings now. CO is twice grounded out, 0 for 2. He is stuck in a 4 for 34 skid right now at the plate. Fastball down and away out of the strike zone, and it's 1-2. Pitcher spot up next for the Diamondbacks. Salty is in the on-deck circle. Benoit is tough. Last 53 outings, he's given up only 11 runs.
Fastball away, fouled off to the right side. That time a changeup over the middle of the plate, pulled foul to the third base side. I would expect Benoit to go back to that slider low and away.
Series finale tomorrow, Fox Sports Arizona. Diamondback Live pregame show at 12:30. Zach Godley will get the start in that ball game against big game James Shields. James Shields was credited with giving Casey Kelly a big-time pep talk after things went bad for Casey after the first 2 innings, and Kelly retired the final 11 he faced. He'll be out there tomorrow against Godley. 1-2 to Owings. Base hit for CO. It's headed to the corner. He'll get extra bases here. It rolls to the wall. And Owings, the tying run at second with 2 outs in the 8th. CO is 26th double.
Benoit did eventually go to the slider, but he left it up over the heart of the plate for Chris Owings to rip down into that left field corner. And now Jared Saltalamacchia has been called back in favor of David Peralta to take the pinch hit at bat.
Chance to get that run back with 2 outs. So Peralta announced as the hitter for David Hernandez, with Owings at second and 2 down. Peralta 8th in the National League at .308. He's got 16 home runs. Hudson and Coleman will get up in the D-back bullpen. David 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout last night. He has been the second best hitter in the National League since the All-Star break at .355 behind only Joey Votto.
Wicked changeup to start the sequence there from Benoit. Good arm speed, looks like a fastball to the hitter. Release point says fastball, and then it just dies as it gets up there in the hitting zone.
A lot of movement on that pitch. Down and away again, this time at 95, and he's ahead 0-2. Get the 2-out double from Chris Owings, but he's stranded at second base, and it's still 1-0 Padres. Field at Fenway. Here goes Mike Trout in Anaheim, taking a home run away from Seattle's Jesus Montero. It's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. Holy cow. Mike Trout.
I saw that catch by Mookie Betts last night, and I told my wife that's the catch of the year. I don't know now.
You talked to Michael after that one?
Just some text back and forth. You know, he said, Mookie flipped over the fence earlier this year and landed really hard in that Red Sox bullpen. And I guess the guys down there were told to be a little more aware when they saw one of the outfielders get close to the wall. So might have got some bonus points for jumping up, getting over there to save the center fielder.
Josh Coleman here will work the bottom of the 8th here. Corey Spangenberg leads it off. He's doubled twice tonight. Spangenberg, Kemp, and Upton, the sharp end of the Padre order here in the San Diego 8. David Peralta will stay in the game. He takes over for Yasmani Tomas in left field. Josh Coleman gets a lot of those swings.
His pure over-the-top delivery really lends itself well to that straight changeup. I mean, we've known for years that that's been Josh's combination. Spot the fastball well, throw the changeup in obvious fastball counts, mix in an occasional curveball.
By the way, I ran into Josh's life coach in the hotel last night. Got some tips on living, how to go about my business. It's always a good source. He's been on the road trip, the life coach. He was with us in Australia. He's been in San Francisco, LA, and now here in San Diego. It's kind of a Tony Robbins moment in the hotel lobby. That's a foul ball.
It makes all the sense in the world that you run into a life coach in California. This is where life coaches got started.
These people need help. A lot of anxiety out here. Three and two to Spangenberg. Chris Owings, the backhand scoop, he plants and throws, but Spangenberg beats it out. He's aboard for the third time tonight.
Hey, Steve, did you say you had a life coach in the hotel?
No, it was Josh's life coach.
Josh's, okay.
Yeah.
Because I got a masseuse and a therapist if you...
I know you've got a whole staff of people.
Yeah, we're traveling. It's been a long road trip, so if you need that physical to mental thing or mental to physical thing, we can take you to the next step.
I occasionally check in with Josh's life coach just for tips. There's Matt Kemp.
That's right.
Diamondbacks will have the top of the order up in the ninth, trying to keep this a 1-0 ball game here. Inciarte, Hill, Pollock due up. Greg Kimbrell gonna have a seat in the Padre bullpen. Base hit for Kemp. First two have reached for the Padres in the eighth against Josh Colmenter.
Really went down to get that one. Change up working its way down there at the bottom of the knees, and Kemp rips it into left field for a base hit. Kind of handcuffed David Peralta out there with Spangenberg's speed and any mishandling of the ball, and he's always thinking about an extra 90 feet.
Colmenter in a mess here. 2 on, nobody out in a 1-0 game, and Justin Upton coming up. Upton 0 for 2. He walked his last time. Silvino Bracho will start throwing to the Diamondback bullpen. The rookie right-hander. Keith Hessler, it looks like, will join him from the left-hand side. Upton still hitless in the series.
it down the left field line. This will score Spangenberg and make it 2-0. Glenn Hoffman will stop Kemp at third, an RBI double for Justin Upton.
Pitch right in the middle of the plate. This time Upton with a double down into the left field corner. Boy, I was watching Matt Kemp run the bases there. He is not moving particularly well.
Coming off that very serious ankle injury, Matt Kemp. So 3 straight base hits open up the inning against Colementor, who has yet to retire a batter. Kemp at third, Upton at second, a run in, 2-0 now. And here's Jed Jerko. Bracho and Hessler continue warming up for the Diamondbacks in the bullpen. Jerko does not have a hit in this series, but he's got 2 RBIs. The RBI ground out last night drove in the game's first run tonight with a sac fly in the 6th. Backing up, still backing up at the track. He's got it shy of the wall. Kemp will come in and score easily. Upton to third, and it's 3-0 Padres. That's Jerko's 3rd RBI in the series, and he still does not have a hit. Chip Hale. Colementor finally gets it out. It costs him a run, and it's a 3-0 ball game. Silvino Bracho, the rookie right-hander, on his way in. We'll be back right after this. Selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. A reminder, tweet your strongest fan photo on the Twitter with the hashtag AZDataStrongFan, like Bill here with the big units. And you'll have your chance to have your photo featured in a Diamondback broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Silvino Bracho on to stop the bleeding here in the 8th inning. It was a 1-0 ball game, but Spangenberg, Kemp, and Upton all with base hits to open it up against Josh Colementor. Jerko the sac fly. And here's Bracho to face Derek Norris. On Star Wars night here at Petco Park, and the Force has been with the Padres. Norris has been hit by a pitch, singled and walked. Infield in for the Diamondbacks with Upton at third and one out. There's that sneaky fastball from Silvino Bracho. 92-93, plays 95-96. Misses away, 1-0.
And once again, you're in that situation where a walk is not the worst thing that can happen here. Be very careful with Derek Norris, a guy that doesn't hit a lot of ground balls. He's more of a fly ball hitter. If you lose him, you go after Amarista in hopes of turning a double play. It sure looks like they're pitching around him. First two pitches not even close off that outside corner.
Padre bullpen busy. Zepchinski, the left-hander, and Kimbrel, the closer, from the right-hand side. Upton at third, one out. There's a strike, 2-1. Three and one.
See Derek Norris take a center cut fastball on a 3-1 count. Those are the kind of things that, as a catcher, make you think, well, what in the world must he have been looking for if he took that pitch? You start to wonder, what should I call now on 3-2?
Find out right here. Fastball away, and they got him. Silvino Bracho behind in the count, 3-1, comes back to strike out Norris, and that's the second out in the eighth.
Ended up chasing a pitch off the plate away right there after taking that middle of the plate fastball on the 3-1 pitch.
It's a good example of Silvino Bracho's fastball. Guys just don't seem to pick it up. It jumps on him, sneaky fast. He's got that herky-jerky delivery. There's Alexi Amarista. Red Wallace has come out in the on-deck circle, the pinch hitter extraordinaire for Pat Murphy. Pitcher spot is 8th in the San Diego lineup, so there's Wallace, the former Sun Devil. He might have a whole new career going in this role. Just a left-hand bat off the bench, a good pinch hitter. Played a lot of years like that in the big leagues. Amarista 0 for 3, struck out twice. Bracho trying to strand that run at third with 2 outs. He's got to stop swing. He swings like Jock Peterson, for crying out loud. Dude, you're 5'6", $150. Just
Made contact.
I'm sure Pat Murphy wishes that Amarista would pay a little more attention to Spangenberg and Jankowski, two other left-handed hitters that run extremely well. They just look to slap the ball on the ground to the opposite field and use that speed.
Two and two. A couple of native Venezuelans going head to head here. Goldie smothers that one, picks it up. Bracho covers. Nice recovery by Goldie. Throw a little offline. Nice play by Bracho to get over there. But the Padres take a 3-0 lead as we go to the ninth at Petco Park. That was the Cox Gig Live high speed highlights, and here you go. Craig Kimbrell is on, flames all around him. The closer for the Padres, one of the best in the business, with a 3-0 lead here in the ninth, and he'll work to the top of the Diamondback order. Ender Inciarte, Aaron Hill, and A.J. Pollock scheduled up. And this guy's no picnic. They put on a pretty good show when he comes into the ball game here.
Yeah, they really do. Welcome to the jungle by Guns N' Roses. Got flames on the side scoreboards and flames shooting out of the batter's eye in center field.
37 for 41 in his save opportunities this year. Ender tripled his last time up. He'll lead it off down 3-0. '97 right down the middle. This is what it looks like. I mean, it's just, turn on the electric fireplace.
It's kind of a continuation of the show that used to be Trevor Hoffman coming in out of that Padres bullpen.
Hell's bells. Trevor time. Kimbrell ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Ender 12 hits in 9 games on the road trip so far. He's at 300 on the year. There's that famous chicken wing. 97 up. He holds off 1-2.
97 on the fastball, 87 on the hard slider that Ender took for a called strike. This guy doesn't throw anything soft.
Series finale tomorrow. Final road game of the year. Diamondback Live pregame show at 12:30. Zach Godley and James Shields. 1-2 on Inciarte. Got him.
One slider right in the middle of the strike zone. Started this one in the middle of the strike zone. Breaks it down and in on Ender. Can only swing over the top of it, just trying to protect the plate right there.
Aaron Hill might have the worst Star Wars night picture ever there. I mean, who is that? Just inside. Is that even a picture of Aaron? They might have the wrong picture.
From a galaxy far, far away.
How's he supposed to hit with that thing up on the board? That's Ender Inciarte. Now that's, how about that? Job of the Hutt. Drifting near the seats. Myers will watch it get in there. 2-1 now.
Aaron Hill, one of the few Diamondbacks that have had any measure of success against Craig Kimbrell. 3 for 9 lifetime with a double. Only 1 strikeout.
That is the signature pose for sure. Fights that one off. Got that goofy chicken wing thing, and then he's pretty still and quiet after that. Yeah, not a lot of wasted motion.
Bent over in an exaggerated way at the waist with that right arm sticking out to the side. That's one of those things I think as time goes on, he will probably eliminate some of that from his delivery. When you get old and your back gets sore, this is not the most comfortable position to hold right there. But quickly comes up into the set position, a little bit of a closed stance, and then fires away.
Well, it's a great marketing campaign there, just waiting to happen. You know, Craig Kimbrell reading the paper with his arm out there. Craig Kimbrell watching TV with his arm hanging out there. Maybe next year. 3-2. Over the head of Amarista, and into left, the 1-out single for Aaron Hill. Just the 4th hit for the Diamondbacks.
It stands to reason that Aaron Hill would have good numbers against the hard-throwing Craig Kimbrell. He can pull a bullet. The harder you throw it, the better he likes it. Gets himself in a fastball count there and tees it up into left field for a base hit.
Socrates Brito will come in and run for Aaron Hill now. Remember, Aaron has missed a lot of time this month with a hamstring, and Brito, very good speed, is now the runner at first. A.J. Pollock. A.J. singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Ball. Aaron 5th in the league, or AJ 5th in the league, with that .318 batting average.
Good hack right on that one. Just the direction of the foul ball, straight back over Derek Norris's head to the backstop. AJ knew he was right on that one.
Kimbrel goes into that pose before Pollock is even in the box. He was on the fastball, so stayed away from it that time.
Another slider upcoming.
And lay off, 2 down.
Very similar to the Ender Inciarte at bat for a right-handed hitter. Threw him a slider for a called strike and then came back with one out of the strike zone to get the swinging strike.
2 down. Here's Goldie, 0 for 3. His flied out, struck out, and hit into a double play. Hit a liner right at Jed Jerko his last time up, on which the Padres turned 2. 2 down in the 9th. Brito at first. And that is in the glove. Amarista spins and throws, and the Padres win the ball game 3-0. Craig Kimbrel shuts the door.
Unfortunately tonight for the Diamondbacks offense, the door was never open. Robbie Erlin started throwing in the mid to upper 80s. Craig Kimbrel finishes throwing in the mid to upper 90s, and the Diamondbacks just couldn't get anything going offensively at all tonight.
Padres win the game. They clinch the season series now. Diamondbacks are 8-10 versus San Diego this year. A 3-5 record at Petco Park heading into the series and season series finale tomorrow afternoon. Diamondback Live pregame show at 12:30 for that.